exercise and pretty good for anti-aging. So I'm going to break all these down, but I want to be respectful of your time. So I do want to make sure you hit that red subscribe button and then hit that little bell icon so you can turn on notifications every time I go live. Let's go break this down. First off, libido. How does black ginger affect libido? Well, this warrants a little bit of explanation. It all comes down to it being what is called a phosphodiesterase inhibitor. Okay, a phosphodiesterase inhibitor is something that stops the mediation of vasodilation. Okay, so when we look at blood flow, which is important with libido, we have to pay attention to vasodilation. Vasodilation is when the blood vessels expand, so more blood can get somewhere. Well, phosphodiesterase triggers the mediation of that. So when the body sees vasodilation improving, phosphodiesterase ends up elevating to mediate that. Well, what's interesting is black ginger is a natural phosphodiesterase inhibitor, meaning it stops the shrinking of the blood vessels. So normally when they expand, they're forced to shrink. Well, it's stopping that, so you get more blood flow. And that means in this particular case, more blood flow to you know where, which is why black ginger is so powerful for libido. It really is interesting stuff when it comes to that. Okay, let's go ahead and let's talk about the next thing, which is mitochondrial biogenesis. This is where the science gets really interesting. And mitochondrial biogenesis is really just the ability to create more mitochondria and create more energy. So the Journal of Natural Medicines published a study. They found, really simply put, that it improved GLUT4 levels. Black ginger improves GLUT4, the expression of GLUT4. Now, when you look at a cell has GLUT4 that is inside of it. GLUT4 comes to the surface and absorbs glucose. If you don't have GLUT4 coming to the surface of a cell, then glucose isn't getting into the cell. So by improving that, we're improving how a cell uses energy. And when we improve how a cell uses energy, we create more energy, but we also develop the ability to process more, which means more mitochondrial density and more, let's say, power factories inside our cells. So the ability to handle more energy. So this alone is powerful stuff, because if we have this happening, then we set the pace for the rest of our life. More mitochondria means more ability to create energy, not just today, but tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And of course, we keep it up. Now, one of my personal favorites is it increases levels of brown adipose tissue. At first, you hear adipose tissue, and that sounds terrible. It sounds like fat, but brown adipose tissue is good. Brown adipose tissue is the fat that dissipates heat. So the International Journal of Food Sciences found that consuming black ginger increased the level of what are called brown adipose tissue adipocytes, so brown adipocytes, and actually made it so that white